All things matter and opinions of every class count. Weekend File shows every Saturday at 9 p.m. on the NTA network service. It is your weekend companion and a destination for news, views, and analysis. It is unmissable.
Now we be the politicians who they rule the country. Start being.
Oh, come on, G.
I beg, allow me make my food just digest.
Madam, I don't need that money. No contact movie for this place. No let government don't lock my restaurant. All that way they do just stop it. Before now they will just say that what's in the come my shop. What tell me to stop? Don't tell me that. Wait. I beg your pardon. Don't tell me. Don't tell me. Just stop that the way you want to. Stop it. Who is begging you? I said I beg your pardon. Just stop it.
Are you an entrepreneur? You have an existing business or a great business idea? Then, Africa's Young Entrepreneurs Empowerment Nigeria is a program for you, where thousands of business owners and entrepreneurs will be empowered with business funding, mentorship, specialized skills training, and equipment. To register for the IEN program, visit www.ayen.ng. Fill in your personal details and business details. Check your mail regularly for your screening date and location. Follow us on all social media platforms for updates. For more information, visit www.ayeonline.org or call 0700 044 4444. IEN 2018, showcasing and empowering Nigerian entrepreneurs.
The report where they reach us talk says some
You don't do. I don't tire for all the things where you dey yarn.
people blood on the right.
You the yarn no pata. Shey you think say na only you fit buga? I go show you.
This matter don't pass, be careful.
You dey show yourself all these years. I just dey look you. This time you go know the kind of person we are.
I've been the watch as you dey try scatter my future.
The feature where I dey try
Organize for myself.
small. Na him you dey try kill abi?
Now to kill, scatter, and destroy my pearls always do your agenda, abi? Oh, but you know, Fito, not this time.
I don't set my own agenda.
I know how way your agenda go fit past my agenda.
Because my agenda strong past your agenda.
For this election, the agenda now.
President Muhammadu Buhari says far-reaching policy measures to enhance a robust Nigerian economy underway.
Some of them are going to be charged to court on terrorism because they were arrested with bombs, petrol bombs.
Strategies to combat security challenges. Senior police officers compare notes.
It keeps shaking, even my table will shake.
And another tremor in Abuja. Good evening. I am Cyril Stober in Abuja. Jennifer Egwe is in our Lagos Network Center. Welcome to Network News. President Muhammadu Buhari has tasked the Nigeria police to do whatever it takes to bring to an end the increasing cases of violence against women in the country. This was while granting audience to the executive members of the National Council for Women's Societies who called on him. State House correspondent Adam Sambu has details.
The national officials of the National Council for Women's Societies, led by their president, Gloria Laraba Shoda, had alerted President Muhammadu Buhari of the increasing cases of rape, assault, killings and other abuses being perpetrated against women in various parts of the country, including the IDP camps.
Many are not reported, and victims are left to suffer in silence and despair. Those incidences that are even reported are left to linger, So we need you to intervene, please. This is very, very important to women.
President Buhari described as worrisome and intolerable such acts of impunity against the women. And for the second time in 1 week, the president charged the Nigerian police to sit up. He said the societal menace must not only be brought to an end, but the perpetrators must be fished out and diligently prosecuted to serve as deterrent.
We'll take it on with the police to be much more efficient, and we will certainly improve the situation. Unless the country is secured, it cannot be managed properly.
President Buhari also assured the women of better deals in the agricultural lending schemes, social investment programs, as well as more opportunities in government appointive positions.
Since the threat is clear, election is coming, perhaps I will get a few more advisors and the ministers.
The Nigerian leader appreciated the invaluable contributions of women to national development, as well as continuous support to his administration, and called for sustenance. The NCWS president congratulated President Buhari for the giant strides recorded so far through the implementation of the change agenda, which she described as reassuring. She made a strong representation for the implementation of the 35% affirmative action as key for national political advancement, as well as more inclusiveness in the promising social intervention programs. This, Dr. Laraba Shoda said, will help in keeping alive the entrepreneurship spirit of Nigerian women.
We need our farmers to be empowered with soft loans, farming implements, and government land. We request to be carried along in the conditional cash transfer, CCT, being supervised by the Vice President. We have already applied, sir. NCWS is a huge asset to the government.
The National Council for Women Societies is the umbrella body of the various women groups and associations across the 774 local government areas of the country. And back to his office, President Muhammadu Buhari granted audience to Governor Rochas Okorocha of Imo State and chairman of the Progressive Governors Forum.
President, my president.
Yes, my governor.
Details of their discussions held behind closed doors were not made public, but Governor Okorocha, still aggrieved over the outcome of the last party primaries, told newsmen that the fight is still on towards ensuring justice.
APC will not disintegrate for as long as the person, Muhammad Buhari, is still the president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria and remains the leader of this party. The party is still intact, and we must continue with the party and build the party for victory.
Governor Okorocha, however, described as baseless and mischievous insinuations in some quarters that he plans to either defect from the APC or undermine the governing party. From the State House, Adamu Sambo, NTA News.
And more news from the State House now. President Buhari says far-reaching policy measures are underway towards making the Nigerian economy more robust and impactful for the good of all Nigerians. The president stated this while exchanging views with 4 new ambassadors posted to Nigeria. Adamu Sambu reports again.
The new envoys who are in the State House to present their letters of credence to President Muhammadu Buhari are Mr. Jesper Kam of the Kingdom of Denmark, retired Major General Wakar King Ravi, Pakistan, Babakar Ndiaye, Senegal, and Vyacheslav Beskoski of Belarus. Interacting with them separately, President Buhari emphasized that Nigeria values the existing friendly ties with their countries. The highly beneficial relations, he said, will be further strengthened in critical economic sectors, especially agriculture and trade. The president is hopeful that the nation's economy, already looking good, will be made better through the implementation of the robust policy decisions. He told the Danish ambassador that although the relations between Nigeria and Denmark remain strong, there is still more work to do in the economic sphere. To the Pakistani High Commissioner, the president described the long-standing military cooperation between Nigeria and Pakistan as very commendable and beneficial to both countries. He said given the vast experience of the Pakistani military, its commitment towards assisting Nigeria develop her military is highly appreciated. And talking to the Senegalese ambassador, President Buhari commended President Macky Sall of Senegal for his role in the progress achieved so far in the political process in Guinea-Bissau. He stressed the need for stability in the West African region to ensure rapid socio-economic development, particularly in the key areas of education, health, and infrastructure. As he puts it, the bigger we are, the bigger the problems, so we must continue to do our best to surmount our challenges in the sub-region. President Buhari is the current chairman of the ECOWAS Authority of Heads of State and Government. At an audience with the Belarus ambassador, President Buhari harped on the need for improved economic ties with his country and commended the Eastern European nation for accommodating international students from Nigeria in their tertiary institutions. The president wished the four ambassadors very successful tenures, reiterating Nigeria's commitment to continue to partner with their countries in other areas of mutual concerns. All the new envoys were earlier on arrival given befitting diplomatic reception by officers and soldiers of the Presidential Guards Brigade.
May I have your permission to carry out the rest of the parade, Your Excellency?
From the State House, Adamu Sambu, NTA News.
And now with discussions on the economy featuring at that meeting with ambassadors, the world is now shifting focus from the use of vehicles and other equipment powered by petroleum products to renewable energy. In no distant time, countries that depend solely on oil for their revenue generation may face challenges. And in the light of this, the National Information Technology Development Agency, NIDA, wants all ministries, departments and agencies to key into the economic diversification policy encouraged by the Buhari administration. Adebola Brookslyn Sunday reports.
Agriculture used to be the mainstay of Nigeria's economy until the discovery of oil, which led to the total dependence on it for revenue generation. Addressing newsmen, Director General of NIDA, Issa Ali Pantami, said the agency has been working on 7 pillars, which include IT regulation, capacity building, cybersecurity, digital inclusion, which have yielded digital jobs.
And trying to promote local content or patronize local content cannot be achieved without regulating the IT sector. And that is why we reactivate our responsibility of being the IT clearance house for the federal government of Nigeria. NIDA was able to save around 13 billion naira for the federal government of Nigeria. Under social investment program, we are also in the process of establishing another 8 world-class IT hubs, 1 in each geopolitical zone, and number 7 in Abuja, number 8 in Lagos. And this is all a deliberate effort in order to ensure that we create many jobs for Nigerians.
Issa Ali Pantami said the agency, during its e-Nigerian conferences and exhibitions, will promote a digital economy through effective regulation in this era of disruptive technologies, as youth will be encouraged to leverage on benefits inherent in ICT. Adebola Brookslyn Sunday, NTA News.
And from the legislature, Senate has commenced an investigation into $3.5 billion subsidy recovery fund allegedly managed by only 2 persons in the Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation. At the investigative hearing, the NNPC explained that there was no such fund in its custody. National Assembly correspondent Ignatius Unko reports.
Investigative hearing.
Other 42 and 52 of the Senate rules, matter of urgent public importance, raised by Senator Biodun Olujimi at plenary of Tuesday, 23rd of October 2018, is the reason for this investigative hearing.
Where expenditures are incurred.
The motion called on the Senate to investigate the management and utilization of alleged $3.5 billion subsidy recovery fund by the Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation.
Senate is also interested in knowing the processes and procedures followed to warrant such expenditures.
NNPC responded to the allegations.
How did the figure $3.5 billion came about? It's a figment of imagination, and what we have set aside from the LNG dividend and which is being sequestered by the under-recoveries is $1.05 billion.
The group managing director also reacted to the insistence by the senators that the NNPC still operates a subsidy regime.
Said to defend the 3.5 billion USD, what we call subsidy.
So it will be illegal for NNPC to operate any account on subsidies.
The ongoing hearing provided an opportunity for the legislature and the executive to continue to work together towards promoting due process in public expenditure. From the National Assembly, Ignatius Nkwo, NTA News.
The crisis rocking the National Health Insurance Scheme, NHIS, is not peculiar to the current management of the scheme. This was the submission of the Minister of Health, Professor Isaac Adewale, to the ad hoc committee set up by the House of Representatives to investigate the stalemate between the Governing Council, the Executive Secretary and other stakeholders of the scheme. National Assembly correspondent Lami Ali reports.
The announcement of the suspension of the Executive Secretary of the National Health Insurance Scheme, NHIS, Professor Usman Yusuf, by the Governing Council and happenings thereafter compelled the House of Representatives to intervene.
It is my firm belief that the contentious issues affecting the smooth operation of national health insurance will be resolved amicably at the end of our assignment.
According to the Minister of Health, the presidency has already waded into the crisis.
One Mr. Ben Omoko was mandated by Mr. President to be the overseeing director interim. And there is also a directive this morning that the handing over process should be completed before 2 p.m. tomorrow between the ES and the overseeing director.
He, however, stressed that both legislative and executive interventions are necessary to restore sanity at the scheme. The chairman of the Governing Council of NHIS, Dr. Nyantu Ifene, when questioned by the committee on council's decision to suspend the executive secretary, admitted the council has no such powers, but was compelled to do so due to alleged infractions relating to budget approvals, violation of due process in procurement, and random transfer of staff.
We don't have the powers to suspend.
But you did.
The actions we took from inception to now were driven by our commitment to ensure that NHIS is run transparently and accountably to Nigerians.
Association of Senior Civil Servants and Medical and Health Workers Union made submission before the committee.
The scheme is an offer, so you need to come to our rescue. Those people shouting to see the one to rescue, there are issues unattended to.
I have been slandered, libeled, prosecuted, jailed on the media, right? Tomorrow people will hear straight from me.
More stakeholders are expected to make presentations before the ad hoc committee Friday. From the National Assembly, Lami Ali, NTA News.
Governor of Kano State, Abdullahi Umar Ganduje, has been summoned by the State House of Assembly to an investigative hearing relating to allegations of collecting bribes from contractors. The allegation was made public by the publisher of an online newspaper, Ja'far, through some widely circulated video clips. A 7-man committee to investigate the allegation will hold the hearing tomorrow, the 2nd of November. Wife of the President, Aisha Muhammadu Buhari, has called on Nigerian artists to positively channel their talent towards promoting harmonious coexistence among Nigerians. Mrs. Buhari said this during the launch of a musical album dedicated to President Buhari for the laudable achievements of his administration. State House correspondent Aliu Kabir reports that the event was initiated by Northern Nigeria music artists in Abuja.
The musical album is a collection of songs put together by the Northern artists under the platform known as Northern Nigeria Music Artists. The album is basically in Hausa, titled Sakamakon Chenji, meant to express gratitude and support for the leadership role of President Muhammadu Buhari of good governance, anti-corruption campaign, and the desired economic prosperity encapsulated in the change agenda of this administration. It is also aimed to promoting President Buhari's campaign for massive victory come 2019. While applauding the artists for their resilience in upholding their support to this government since inception, the wife of the president has called on them to redouble their effort in extending the message of peace and indivisibility of the country through their music and entertainment.
As artists, you are using your creativity to inform the populace and mobilize them towards good behavior, towards good practices, and towards good choices. I can safely say that you all have done the needful, and therefore you are partly to take credit for the improved governance that Nigeria is enjoying today.
Ms. Buhari also emphasized on the need for them to engage in work that will promote violent-free society and the dangers of abuse of any form and human trafficking.
Today, we will use this opportunity to launch your latest contribution titled Sakamakon Chanji, which is true complement to this administration.
She assured them of her full support in the good job they've been doing in educating the public, adding that she remains committed in strengthening synergy towards advocacy to promote the living standard of Nigerians, especially women and children. Various artists comprising Aminu Ala, Ado Gwanja, Fatih Niger, Abubakar Sani, Adamu Zango, Audu Bode, and Musa Mani, among others, took turns to showcasing their talents in their contribution to promoting the administration of President Muhammadu Buhari, and remains committed to that regard for the victory and successes they promised, to maintaining the spirit in educating the public on the impact of the good policies and programs of this government and its positive direction. An award was presented to the artists participated in the album by the wife of the president in recognition of their contribution towards promoting peace and stability of the country established by the Buhari's late administration.
I can tell you that Kannywood is all out now to support the government of Buhari-led administration through our, entertainment, be it music, dramas and what have you.
So this award will encourage the newcomers to the film industry, so that they will come and join us to give their contribution towards the achievement of the federation, not only the Kano itself.
Various speakers applauded the initiative, describing it as a milestone in the quest of promoting President Buhari's administration of transparency and development. From the State House, Aliu Kabir, NTA News.
In view of conflicting interpretations on the recent verdict of the Supreme Court on the contention among members of the All Progressives Congress, APC in Rivers State, the party says it has become necessary to clarify that the judgment has nothing to do with the primaries conducted for the governorship and legislative positions in the state. A statement by the National Publicity Secretary Lanre Issa Onilu indicated that the candidature of Tonya Cole and his running mate Victor Giadom remains inviolate, and that the lists of candidates for the governorship, National Assembly and House of Assembly have been processed by the National Working Committee according to INEC guidelines. The APC says it appreciates the support of the good people of Rivers State and their commitment to the victory of all APC candidates at all levels in the 2019 elections. And still on the APC, Ogun State Governor Ibikunle Amosun says he remains committed to President Muhammadu Buhari in spite of what he calls, quote, the shenanigans of the APC primaries. The governor's position is contained in a statement issued in Abeokuta by the Commissioner for Information and Strategy, Otumba Adedayo Adeneye, in reaction to comments credited to the APC chairman, Comrade Adams Oshomole, to the effect that he would not sell his conscience to cling to the position of party chairman. Otumba Adineye in the statement says Governor Musu has never at any point in time canvassed for the sale of conscience by the chairman, but only demanded that justice and equity be applied in the conduct of the primaries, as exhibited by members of the panel sent by the chairman for the exercise in Ogun State. Otumba Adeneye's statement further reiterates that the overwhelming majority of the members of the APC in Ogun State are unshaken in their belief in the ideals of the party, but remain firm in their rejection of the injustice visited on them in the primaries, and will continue to resist imposition by whatever name it is called. And ahead on the news tonight, traditional rulers advocate a violence-free 2019 election. The details shortly.
Hello, Niger.
It's a beautiful day.
And now it's time for some amazing music.
Don't go anywhere, because we'll be right back.
Where is it?
What are you searching for?
With Glow Yakata, for every recharge, they'll give you 22 times the amount to call all the networks.
What? So if I load 100 Naira, they will give me 2,200 Naira?
Exactly! And that's not all. They are also giving up to 6 gigabytes of data every month for 6 whole months.
Wow! That's incredible!
Yes!
Are you sure? 22 times on every recharge?
Yup.
Found it!
Found it!
This is it!
Yes!
Glow Yakata. Get up to 6 gigabytes of data every month for 6 months and 2,200 Naira bonus for every 100 Naira recharge to call all networks where talkers and browsers live.
The largest data network, Glow, grandmasters of data.
Team huddle.
But we lost.
Don't be tired, guys. This isn't a loss. It's a practice for winning.
Nothing makes a mother prouder than seeing her child growing up. But I know as he learns to lead, he'll face even more dirt, germs, and risk of illness.
That's why in changing seasons, you need strong Dettol protection. Because Dettol protects from up to 100 illness-causing germs.
Growing up needs Dettol protection.
Every new day deserves a great taste for a great start with Nescafe 3-in-1. It all starts with a Nescafe.
Don't you know? Time that money, so use that well. Don't you know that I will never let you down? Just a little love, just a little giving, show some love.
Enjoy free 250 MB every week just by recharging on Airtel Recharge Plus. Dial *479# to know more.
Airtel, the smartphone network.
What's up?
His friends didn't come.
Hey, let's practice.
But you're going out.
Don't worry about me.
Nothing satisfies a mother more than seeing a child grow up. But I know as he sweats, he'll face the risk of germs which can cause skin irritation.
That's why you need the new best ever Dettol Cool. Its new advanced formulation with extra menthol protects from up to 100 illness-causing germs and gives your family icy cool freshness.
Growing up needs Dettol protection.
These days, people get their news and information from more media sources than ever before. Some of the news and information given are fake, unverified, doctored, and manufactured to create confusion, stir disaffection, and cause disunity. Before you believe or share any news, ask yourself, is this real? Is it from a credible source? Is it verified or verifiable? Fake news is dangerous. Whether you do it for fun or for political gains, real people can get hurt. Fake news, don't create it, don't spread it.
This is a public service announcement from NTA.
Thanks for staying with us. Now, barely 2 months after some parts of Abuja experienced earth tremor, another suspected tremor is said to have occurred in Maitama district of the federal capital city this Wednesday. Kunle Adeyeye reports.
The September earth tremor in Mpape and other parts of the FCT caused panic among residents, but the assurance given by experts calmed nerves. Now residents of Panama Street in Maitama district have this Wednesday raised the alarm that they have experienced vibration similar to the September tremor. By the time NTA arrives, the street was calm, but Victoria Sunday, a roadside chef, narrates her experience.
It keeps shaking. Even my table will shake. Even me myself, I was scared of stopping the market for a while. Nobody knows where this thing is coming from. Nobody knows. We discovered that something shake, and everybody, they are here. That time they are scared.
Officials of NEMA were there to ascertain the level of emergency, but left before NTA crew arrives. NEMA, however, declined comment when NTA visited, saying a joint briefing with the Nigerian Geological Survey Agency will be held on the issue. In Abuja, Kunle Adeyeye, NTA News.
The Nigeria Police Force is redoubling commitment to the effective discharge of its duties. Inspector General of Police Ibrahim Idris stated this at a conference for senior police officers. Defense correspondent Olajide Bello reports.
From now onwards, the Nigerian police will better watch it. I'm going to watch you closer.
That statement by President Muhammadu Buhari at a peace meeting in Kaduna during his visit to commiserate with the people over the recent crisis is not taken lightly by the top hierarchy of the police. Seated here are commissioners of police and above who, on the directive of the IGP, are meeting to map out strategies on how to stem the tide of insecurity. The starting point is curbing the Shiite movement, invasion and distortion of peace and tranquility in some parts of the Federal Capital Territory. The Inspector General of Police, Ibrahim Idris, is directing the upgrade of strategic operational engagement and what these top-ranking officials are mandated to do.
Some of them are going to be charged to court on terrorism because they were arrested with bombs, petrol bombs. These are terrorist acts, and some of them are going to be charged under that law. And some of them are going to be charged under this rioting and what have you. And I think the response of the police has to be measured.
96 suspects with active involvement in the Kaduna crisis and 400 members of the El Zazaki movement arrested by the Nigeria Police Force will be the first to have a dose of the new police, determined to avoid a presidential close watch for non-performance. From the force headquarters in Abuja, Olajide Bello, NTA News.
In the meantime, the restoration of normalcy following recent outbreak of skirmishes within Kaduna and environs involved, among other things, the deployment of men and machines by the Nigeria police and the military. Abdullahi Mohammed reports.
Moments after the news of the disturbances broke, the Inspector General of Police mandated the Assistant Inspector General of Police in charge of Zone 7, Taiwo Kano, to lead the operations of the police in quelling the crisis. With 4 units of mobile police force, counter-terrorism and riot squad, as well as technical and a K9 unit, the AIG liaises with other security agencies, utilizing the advantage of 2 choppers on aerial surveillance to swing into action. Within days, the skirmishes were contained and 93 criminal elements suspected to have participated in killings and destruction of properties were arrested. And for sustenance of the peace, the AIG has forwarded some recommendations which he says has already approved.
The police posts at Kasuamigeni should be upgraded to a full-fledged police station. He has given his assent to this. We are very happy about that. And we are also going to have police stations to upgrade it within the area. And not only that, the Inspector of Police in his wisdom has also agreed to set up a unit, a squadron unit of mobile policemen.
For now, the IG team remains in Kaduna with its eagle eyes on the troubled spots. Abdullah Mohammed, NT News.
And still on security, Governor Godwin Obaseki has appealed to traditional rulers in the country not to leave the fight against insecurity to government alone. The governor was speaking when members of the National Council of Traditional Rulers of Nigeria, South, South, Southeast and Southwest chapters paid him a visit in Benin. Goodluck Enaini reports.
One major problem bedeviling the nation is that of insecurity, and these traditional rulers have taken it upon themselves to find a lasting solution to the menace. They are in Government House to see Governor Godwin Obaseki.
Security is a subject we cannot overflow. There is just so much that challenges us, so much that defies solution, that we believe that in addition to the grand pronouncements that we have made, and I can assure you many grand statements have been made.
Governor Obaseki, who described the steps taken by the traditional rulers as apt, described security as a reason for government and appealed to the traditional rulers to partner with government at all levels in addressing the challenge.
The main purpose for government is to provide security for lives and property of the people. So without security, without a sense of security, without a perception of security, it raises a serious question mark.
In Benin, Goodluck Enaini, NTA News. NTA News.
Now, the issue of a national minimum wage has been on the front burner. While governors say they'll pay 22,500 naira, organized labor says 30,000 naira is the agreed wage. Now, joining me to examine the issues is the Minister of Labor and Employment, Dr. Chris Ngige. Minister, thanks for joining us.
Thank you, sir.
It's almost a stalemate, isn't it? Labor wants 30, and the governors are saying 22,500. What's the federal government's position on that?
Well, that's what we call collective bargaining in labor parlance. You negotiate. Wages are negotiable between employers and employees. The workers' union gave their number, what they want. Then those who are paying, those who are employing them, say this is what we're able to pay. And the cardinal principle guiding wage negotiation by the ILO statute is ability to pay, capacity to pay, affordability, and sustainability.
There was a consultative meeting today.
Yeah.
What's the outcome of that meeting?
Well, it's a follow-up to the brickbats flying over the figures. Like you said, the governors, they moved up from 20,000, don't forget, to 22,500. Federal government had given 24,000. We've looked at all the scenario, we've done the mathematics, both economic and otherwise. As you rightly know, the federal government manages the economy. The states are mini-sovereign, but they're fiscally independent. So federal government has given 24 as what they can pay.
But labor insists that at the tripartite level of committee meeting, an agreement had just about been reached over 30,000. What's the position of that?
No. In wage fixing mechanism, especially minimum wage, which is the base pay, the minimum quantum of money an employer can pay anybody in that country, is a national law. It's for the people at the base. So what the federal government offered was 24. And at that minimum wage committee, the governors joined the federal government in initially proposing 20,700. Labor came down from 43 and then to 30. So it's a negotiation. What happened, or what people now misinterpret, is that at the stage of the negotiation, Labor moved the motion and said 30,000 will be adopted. And they were supported by some groups in the OPS, organized private sector. So it was not a consensus. It was not a consensual agreement.
Okay, Minister, there is a strike, a looming strike.
Yes.
When is the next tripartite committee meeting to avoid this, threat of a strike?
We are proposing a tripartite committee reconvening to look at our final report and to sign and send to Mr. President. Unfortunately, the chairperson of that committee, the chairman, Ms. Amapepu, is out of the country. She went to do some medical review outside the shores of Nigeria. So we are going to meet. I'm summoning a meeting as Minister of Labor because NLC has given me a report saying that they want to go on strike. And within the ambit of the Trade Dispute Act, I have the powers to summon everybody that is involved so that we can meet. And we did our first meeting today. Unfortunately, the labor people were meeting at their various organs in Lagos. But on Sunday, we are reconvening.
All right, Minister, we'll have to leave it there. And we'll keep
yeah, we are optimistic. We must continue discussing. It's a negotiation. And issues of money is always controversial.
Thank you. Minister of Labour and Employment, Dr. Chris Ngige. Now, moving on, Information and Culture Minister Lai Mohammed has restated the need for Nigerians to cultivate the virtues of peaceful cohabitation, irrespective of religious or ethnic differences. The minister stated this in an interview with NTA shortly after attending the 100th year anniversary of the St. Andrew's Catholic Church in Oro, his hometown. Anthony Forson reports.
In attendance at the special Thanksgiving service to commemorate the 100 years of St. Andrew's Catholic Church, Oro, Kwara State, is the Information and Culture Minister, Lai Mohammed, and his wife, Kudrat Mohammed. The attraction is how the church has lived 100 years preaching love, peace, and unity, eschewing the teachings that promote segregation and divisive tendencies. To this, Lai Mohammed called on Nigerians to emulate the people of Oro.
No religion preaches violence. No religion preaches hatred. Every religion preaches peace, and they should please borrow a leaf from what is happening in this small town, so that all Nigerians will be able to live together, irrespective of faith.
For the Bishop of Ilorin Catholic Diocese, it is gratifying that the legacies of their forebearers have been nurtured this far.
So it is the fruit of our forefathers that we are celebrating today. Thanking God for the light of the gospel that has dispelled all darkness from our town.
Special thanksgiving were offered for the life of the church, those who have nurtured it this far, and for those who are still maintaining the ministry. In Oro, Anthony Forson, NTA News.
And time now to link up with Jennifer in our Lagos Network Center for more reports on network news. Jennifer.
Thank you, Cyril. Good evening and a warm welcome to Lagos. Now, the National Executives of the Trade Union Congress of Nigeria has aligned with the organized labor to commence nationwide strike on 6th November if national minimum wage of 30,000 naira is not implemented. This is contained in a 4-point communique issued at the end of next session held in Lagos. Mohammed Abdulkadiri reports.
For weeks, the media has been awash with the demand for the implementation of the new national minimum wage by the organized. Members of the Trade Union Congress gathered in this hall for the National Executive Council meeting to review the outcome of the sittings of the tripartite National Minimum Wage Negotiation Committee, which arrived at 30,000 naira.
Our position is for nothing less than allowing us to present our report to Mr. President.
The NEC in session appealed to the government to implement the new wage for workers to boost productivity.
What we agreed was 30,000 naira. Anything outside that is not the true position of events.
On no work, no pay stance, NEC relied on the provision of the International Labour Convention 87, to which Nigeria is a signatory, which allows the workers and employers to have the right to manage their affairs.
TUC maintained that Nigerians are willing to pay for electricity consumption, but decried a situation where over 60% Nigerians are being subjected to estimated billing system. In Lagos, Muhammad Abdul Kadri, NTA News.
Now, in line with his commitment to the federal government's policy of improving ease of doing business in the country, the Standards Organization of Nigeria says, with effect from 1st of November 2018, product registration certificates will no longer be required for cargo clearance at the ports. The Director General of Standards Organization of Nigeria, Osita Aboloma, disclosed this at a sensitization forum with auto parts dealer in Lagos. Rotimi Oluwagbemi covered the event.
A clog in Nigeria's bid towards industrialization and the impact cuts across every sector of the economy. In view of this, the Director General Standard Organization of Nigeria, Osita Aboloma, says the forum became necessary to educate the traders on the dangers of importing substandard products into the Nigerian market. He solicited for the support of the traders towards the fight against fake and substandard products, especially in the automobile industry.
Foreigners are welcome to invest in Nigeria. It is the duty of SON to safeguard and protect genuine investors, be it Chinese, Indian, American, or Nigerians. The important thing is to comply to our standards.
Other directors of the organization took turns to update the traders on the activities of the SON at improving life and businesses through standards regulation.
Be proud of yourself, and your suppliers will give you goods that meet the quality of Nigeria.
The president of the Market Association, as well as other members, comment.
Our country, Nigeria, is important to all of us. And that is why the federal government of the Republic of Nigeria is established to fight fake products.
The more you create awareness, people, some certain things they don't know about, they will learn. I'm free to ask questions.
A similar forum of awareness on dangers of substandard products, according to the organizer, has been held in Abuja.
Okay, that's a contribution from Lagos. Stay with us. From Lagos.
You in the air-conditioned office with the itchy throat. Strepsils. Girl in the spotlight with the raspy throat. Strepsils. You in the pollution. Yes, you. Dry throat. Strepsils. Hello in the downpour with the scratchy throat. Take Strepsils. Strepsils, with its soothing medicinal ingredients, will heal the harm done to your throat from external factors. Strepsils. Strepsils. Strepsils, for a dry, itchy, raspy, scratchy throat.
Activate your life, be who you want to be. Now, 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 now. Come on, get active. Oh, yeah. Yes, you can do it if you try.
Start an active life with the power of vegetables and fruits. Chivita Active. Be active. Do more.
Kehinde suffers from indigestion. His twin Taiyi suffers from heartburn. Sometimes it's the other way around, or both. That's why they use Gaviscon Double Action. It soothes within 3 minutes and lasts for up to 4 hours. For double relief from heartburn and indigestion, Gaviscon Double Action.
From our wonderful family, meet our active triplets. Mixology, for example, mixes well with drinks. Then enjoy every quick meal with Slurp It Off. And everywhere you go, there is Go-Gurt. Packed with healthy nutrition, nourishing vitamins, power of protein, strength of calcium, revitalizing energy. Hollandia yogurt is bursting with goodness inside and out. Hollandia yogurt, it's all good.
Darling, what's the matter? It's your birthday. Guests are already waiting at the pool.
It's headache, cold, pains all over my body.
Home Time Anti-Cold Tablet contains powerful ingredients specially prepared to bring you fast relief from headache, body ache, cough, flu, cold, and fever.
Tablets will make you
Baby, How are you feeling now?
Wow, I feel great thanks to Cold Time tablet.
Cold Time tablet also available in syrup for children. If symptoms persist after 3 days, consult your doctor. Cold Time anti-cold tablet, a quality product from Embassy Pharmaceutical and Chemicals Limited. Cold Time anti-cold tablet, your visa to healthy.
Brought us as usual.
As usual. You have no problem.
For the three put
You are welcome, sir.
as usual, yeah? I was.
You take that one. You take that one. You don't understand? We want Nigerian homegrown rice. Finish. You don't have? You don't have?
Join the rice revolution today.
No other rice that tastes like Nigerian rice. Are you sorry? That's the Nigerian rice we are talking about. Chocolate made in Nigerian rice. Healthy food. I'm going to bring Mrs. Mobu to come to chocolate rice of made in Nigeria here. And see how it are made.
Correct.
And how they are cook it.
Correct.
Homegrown rice are good for your health. It boosts our economy and give employment to our people.
This message is brought to you by the Federal Ministry of Information and Culture.
We're back in Abuja with more news. The National Emergency Management Agency, NEMA, says it will continue to prioritize the welfare of victims of flood disasters by ensuring their proper rehabilitation across the country before their eventual relocation. Director General of the agency, Mustafa Maihaja, stated this while monitoring the distribution of food and non-food items to the victims in Lokoja, Kogi State. Ilyasu Ali Yakubu reports.
As the water level continues to recede from the flooded communities across the country, the victims are gearing up to relocate to their places of abode as NEMA has concluded plans to rebuild destroyed areas, rehabilitate the victims, as well as relocate those victims in severe flood-prone areas.
Identification of the location has been concluded. Planning is being made as to how we can, the recovery exercise will be conducted efficiently and effectively.
The NEMA DG says the federal government will continue to provide the IDP camps with adequate food and non-food items as well as medical supplies. He said the monthly direct distribution, which is being done in collaboration with state emergency management agencies, is targeting an average family of 6 for a basket that is expected to last a month.
The food has been distributed, and in the manner we plan it.
This one now, we eat now part of belly food.
Give it for me, say thank you, I present for her.
He gave the assurance of the federal government's determination to continue to improve on mitigation, welfare and sensitization of residents of flood-prone areas. The NEMA boss earlier paid a courtesy visit to the Deputy Governor of Kogi State, Elder Simon Achuba. From Lokoja in Kogi State, Ilyasu Ali Yakubu, NTA News.
Mohammed Aliyu is in our Maiduguri Center. He brings us our next set of reports. Mohammed.
Thank you, Cyril, and welcome to Maiduguri. Chairman House Committee on Internally Displaced Persons, Refugees and Northeast Initiative, Mohammed Sani Zoro, has described activities of Presidential Committee on Northeast Initiative, PCNI, as pertinent in giving victims of insurgency a ray of hope, especially children whose parents were killed and those displaced due to insurgency. Mohammed Sani Zoro stated this during a visit to Northeast Children Trust Learning Center in Maiduguri as part of oversight function. Abubakar Mohammed Musa reports.
Inspecting various sections at the Northeast Children Trust Learning Center, Chairman House Committee on IDPs, Refugees and Northeast Initiative, Mohammed Sani Zoro, said the visit is primarily to evaluate the main activities of Presidential Committee on Northeast Initiative so far, especially on critical issues like that of persons of concerns, with a view to making far-reaching recommendations towards ensuring durable solution.
We will report our findings to the House of Representatives, and specifically make mention of these models. And I can assure you that the House of Representatives, in accordance with its agenda, will consider also giving attention, giving some form of intervention, to this place to encourage the initiative of the Vice President as well as his associates.
Medical team leader in charge of the health facility at the Northeast Children Trust Learning Center, Dr. Fanya Wachabe, who received the chairman and other members of the committee, explained that the center is equipped with state-of-the-art equipment, thereby making their services less cumbersome. The Northeast Children Trust Learning Center is an initiative of the Vice President of Nigeria, Professor Yemi Osinbajo, through his foundation in Maiduguri. Abubakar Muhammad Musa, NTA News.
In the meantime, about 1,743 households across 10 communities in Konuga local government have been given household items in an effort to fast-track early resettlement towards recovery and social stability. The items were jointly distributed to the returning households by the Presidential Committee on Northeast Initiative and Borno State Multisectoral Crisis Recovery Project. Jesse Tavida reports.
Launching the distribution, the technical coordinator and project manager Babazan Abdul Karim said the program was flagged off in GOM 1 month ago and called for synergy and coordination among national and international partners to bridge the gap in distribution of food and non-food items to victims of Boko Haram insurgency. The recovery project, he said, is catering for nearly 2,000 returnees out of the over 10,000 worst-hit returnees in those communities. He also explained that a grievance redress mechanism is in place to look into all issues that may arise as a result of their return for peaceful coexistence.
I think there is a need for humanitarian actors to really take coordination very seriously. The MCRP or any other organization cannot do everything. We need to leverage on each other's efforts so that we continue to close in gaps.
Also speaking, the environmental safeguard specialist Ahmed Rufai, monitoring and evaluation specialist Uban Udo, and the livelihood program manager Fatima Shamar of the PCNI commended the state project team for their commitment to work in accordance with the guidelines, saying the event was well planned. In Maiduguri, Jesse Tafida, NTA News.
That is all, and thank you for stopping by in Maiduguri. Cyril?
Thank you, Mohammed Ibrahim, now Maiduguri studio. Now, the re-election of President Buhari and Professor Osinbajo has been described as non-negotiable. This is the stand of Nigeria in Safe Hands Group with PMB 2019. Patricia Isamiluba reports on the inauguration of the group in Abuja.
Safe Hands! Buhari 2019! Buhari 2019!
As activities of 2019 elections increase, Nigeria in Safe Hands Group says it is dedicated to the re-election of President Muhammadu Buhari with the slogan, "None else but Buhari Osinbajo again." The national coordinator of the group, Ehiogato Isaac, while commending the achievement of the Buhari Osinbajo-led administration, extolled the integrity of President Buhari.
Buhari remains the best man for the job for now. And we have gathered ourselves together. We have said it without apology that with Buhari, Nigeria is in safe hands.
National patron Shatu Ibrahim Alfa urged Nigerians to vote for the Buhari Osinbajo ticket in 2019.
Expectations for 2019 is to see, Buhari Osinbajo back for continuity. You understand? And then for 2019, I want to also urge Nigerians to really look at the situation from issue-based, not any other issues, but issue-based elections.
The group, which has 15 chapters across Nigeria, advocates peaceful, free, and fair elections. In Abuja, Patricia Isamiluba, NTA News.
And members of the Buhari Support Organization have paid a condolence visit to the Controller General of the Nigeria Customs Service, Hamid Ali, over the death of his wife. Aliu Tukur reports.
Khadija Hamid Ali, who had a protracted illness, finally answered the call of her creator on Monday These prompted various political organizations and friends of the family to visit the Comptroller General of the Customs Service, who is also the national leader of the Buhari Support Organization, to condole with him over the death of his wife. Led by the national coordinator of the Buhari Support Organization, the group prayed for Allah's mercy on the soul of the deceased.
The only thing we can do for her now is to pray that may her soul rest in peace, and that may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala grant her al-Jannatul Firdaus, and may Allah continue to carry and protect what she left behind.
That she was our mother, and all the hard days we went through during the days of being in opposition, she was there behind the scene, making sure that we are comforted.
She has been a very loving sister, a very loyal person.
We pray that where she is now is better than where she left.
Hajia Khadija Hamid Ali, who died at the age of 53, is survived by her husband and 4 children. In Abuja, Aliu Tukur, NTA News.
Time for another quick break. Stay with us.
The family of late Sir John Oga Ode formally announced the death of our husband, father, Sir John Oga Ode, former National Publicity Secretary of the PDP, former Honorable Minister of Information and Communication and Environment, who slept in the Lord on the 7th of October 2018. Burial arrangements. Friday, 2nd November 2018. Service of songs at number 27 Kwame Nkrumah Crescent, Asokoro, Abuja, and number 1 Harbour Road, Ikorenim, Phase 2, Calabar, time 6 p.m. Tuesday, 6th November 2018. Vigil Mass at Christ the King Catholic Church, Okpama, and Christian Wake in his country home in Okpama, Yala local government area of Cross River State. Time 5 p.m. Wednesday, 7th November 2018. Funeral Mass at Christ the King Catholic Church, Okpama. Time 11 a.m. Interment follows immediately at his family compound in Ochubi, Olacho, Okpama. He is survived by his wife, Mrs. Mary Alache Ode, 4 children and other relations. Announcer Anthony Ikaba.